isn't discussed, honestly, at all. And I'm not sure if it's like a subconscious thing that is just really not brought up, or if it might have anything to do with the stigmas that's placed on this particular subject, and that's why no one wants to talk about it. Either way it go, I'm here. I want to talk about it, and I'm hoping that with one, bringing this into the light, conversation, and two, telling my story and my experience from this, that it would help either anybody that's going through this similar experience, or just to keep the conversation going. So here's my story. I've suffered from depression since I was 11, 12 years old. And if anybody knows anything about depression, really knows anything about depression, they know that there are a number of life elements that could trigger this. Now, before I start, I need to make this brief. There's a big difference between having depressed feelings and actually being depressed. Just to put that out there. For me, my father passed when I was 11, going on 12 years old. I had an uncle that passed the year beforehand. I had close family members and friends that died, seemed like every year counting after that. I lost my mother when I was 18 years old. And April 2015, I lost my grandmother. So for me, I take it my triggers of my actual onset of depression has been the fact that everybody that I was close to and loved, I lost through death. It wasn't anything petty, not life situations, not anybody fell out, beefed out, people had to move on, go their separate ways, no, none of that. None of that. Everybody I've lost was through death. They tell you things like, stress, anxiety, paranoia, feeling empty, loneliness, things like that. All of that it don't contribute to depression. It is what makes depression. Depression is just the fact of that you always carry these feelings and they never leave. That's the difference between having depressed feelings for the moment and actually being depressed. To a depressed person, it doesn't matter what they're doing in their lives. They could have the most immaculate things going on in their lives, but if they're depressed, it's not going to feel as immaculate as it seems. That's the reality of it. Again, I wanted to bring this to the light of conversation because there are so many misconceptions and stigmas that are put on, things like depression and even, different mental illnesses that I feel like shouldn't apply at all. So I wanted to bring light to this because not only will it become a bit more of an understanding for those that may be going through the similar experiences or feelings or emotions, but also for those on the outside looking in that may not know what the person is going through, how to help, or anything like that. I will not come on here and act like I have all the answers. That is what I cannot do. But what I can do is hopefully some way, somehow, through my story, through my experiences, and through my courage and willingness to discuss this, that it would be of some help to someone in any way, shape, or form. Because that's all I make these vlogs for anyway. With that being said, the only thing that I would like to say before I close out this video is this. We have to come to a mutual understanding of each other, of our own life experiences, our own emotional experiences, just our own person, who we are, period. And that's not just for the next person to understand, but for you to understand yourself as well. I'm still in my own journey. understand that, I do know that this will never be anything that's easy to deal with. Depression is never going to be easy to deal with. Never. But the fact that I take it that just like me, I had to realize that I wasn't alone in this, and that I know some way, somehow, just like someone helped me, that I could be of help to someone. Just, if you can, just try to carry that with you and just try to stay as strong as you can through all of this. And, as dark as things may seem, just realize that, it's there for a reason, I really don't know how to explain it, but being depressed in a sense gives you a lot more strength than even you account yourself for. Because it takes a very courageous person to acknowledge the fact that they feel all of these feelings and all of this, darkness around them, and just still push forward and proceed to move on with their life and do what they want to do in their lives, and still be successful, and still manage and still deal and handle. Like, that takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage that a lot of people don't get too much recognition for, I guess. So just know I applaud you. If no one else does, I do applaud you, because it's very hard. And for those on the outside looking in, for those that may not be suffering but do know people that is, if you really know them and if you really know their experiences and what they're going through and things like that, they also understand that life have a hell of a way of throwing curveballs at you, and you never know how you gonna get hit. So just find the best way you can to help them, understand them, encourage them, just be that light for them, because honestly speaking, sometimes that's all we need. Just a small pillar of light, just to let us know that no matter what, everything will be okay, everything will be all right. I hope bringing this up helps, and that's all I can really say on this. I'm Sinatra, I'm signing off, and